Have you ever wondered why some people seem to flourish well into their 90s, while others struggle as they age? What's their secret to living long, healthy, and vibrant lives? If you're over 70 or approaching that milestone, this video might just be a game changer for you. Today we're diving into 6 powerful habits that those who live beyond 90 years old have consciously adopted. Habits they embraced around the age of 70 that transform their health, well-being, and overall quality of life. In this video, you'll discover how something as simple as adjusting your eating habits can dramatically improve your gut health. You'll also learn how letting go of constant worry can add years to your life. We'll talk about why managing your emotions, avoiding risky exercises that push your body too hard, and quitting unhealthy habits like smoking and excessive drinking are essential for longevity. But that's not all. We'll also explore how stopping the habit of comparing yourself to others can relieve mental stress and help you lead a more fulfilling, peaceful life. Stick with us until the end of this video and you'll not only understand why these changes are so important, but you'll also gain practical, actionable tips on how to implement these small yet powerful adjustments into your daily routine. Trust me, these simple shifts could add years to your life and significantly improve your overall quality of life. Let's dive right in and start making the changes that will help you live healthier, longer, and happier. Before we jump into the habits, if you're new here, I highly recommend subscribing and hitting the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you find this video helpful, please consider liking and sharing it to help me spread these valuable life lessons. And if you're enjoying the topic of this video, leave a 1 in the comments to let me know. If you have any feedback on how I can improve, feel free to drop a 0. Your input helps me make better content for you. Now, let's get started. First, let's talk about unhealthy eating habits, which is the first habit that people who live healthily beyond 90 years old have quit at age 70. Let's start by discussing the first significant lifestyle change that people who live healthily beyond 90 years old often make at the age of 70. Their eating habits. It may sound simple, but the truth is that many older adults unknowingly continue eating in ways that strain their bodies, even after reaching their later years. One of the most common culprits is excessive salt consumption. Sadly, many don't realize how much they are consuming. Studies conducted by the National Institute on Aging show that approximately 65% of people age 70 and above unknowingly exceed the recommended salt intake, which can drastically impact their health. Take, for example, a story that truly struck me. James, a 75-year-old retiree from San Diego, whose story is so relatable and powerful. He had always enjoyed his hearty bowl of vegetable soup, generously seasoned with salt. He never thought twice about it until one day at 70, he noticed his blood pressure was rising. It was a small change at first, but enough to worry him. Determined to regain control over his health, he made a decision that many might find difficult. He cut back on the salt. It wasn't easy. His soup, which had always tasted so satisfying, felt bland at first. But James didn't give up. He stuck with it, and over 3 months he started to notice something remarkable. By enhancing the natural flavors of his food, he found that he could still enjoy his meals without the overwhelming saltiness. And to his surprise, his blood pressure gradually stabilized. Today, James is more active than ever. He attends a fitness class with his wife every week and feels better than he has in years. What I find so inspiring about people like James, those who live vibrant, fulfilling, lives well into their 90s, is that they often make small yet powerful changes to their diet when they hit 70. These changes, although seemingly minor, have a profound impact on their overall health and longevity. Reducing salt intake is just one example. Studies have shown that this simple adjustment can significantly reduce the risk of hypertension, heart disease, and stroke. It's incredible how something so simple can have such an immediate effect. There's also another aspect to consider, the health of our gut. After the age of 70, the balance of the gut microbiome, which plays a crucial role in immunity and digestion, begins to shift. This can lead to weakened immunity and an increased susceptibility to various lifestyle-related diseases. It's a critical area that, if properly managed, can enhance our overall well-being. So how can you improve your eating habits after 70 to foster longevity? From my research and the insights shared by those who've lived healthily into their 90s, I've gathered some essential principles that can be incredibly effective for anyone looking to enhance their diet and well-being. First and foremost, aim to eat a variety of colorful foods every day. This means incorporating different fruits and vegetables into your meals. Eating a range of colorful foods not only makes your meals more enjoyable, but also ensures you're getting a broad spectrum of nutrients. Skipping breakfast, I've learned, is especially harmful as it sets a poor tone for the rest of the day. Starting your morning with a nutrient-rich meal can improve gut health and provide the energy you need to take on the day ahead. Next, focus on including gut-friendly foods, such as fermented items like yogurt, kimchi, sauerkraut, or miso. These are not only delicious, but incredibly beneficial for your digestive system. Adding fermented foods to your diet regularly is a simple yet impactful way to support your gut microbiome, keeping it balanced and healthy. Also, don't overlook the importance of protein. After the age of 70, muscle loss is a common concern, which can affect mobility and overall health. It's essential to include enough high-quality protein in your meals to prevent this decline. For instance, for breakfast, enjoy a bowl of miso soup paired with eggs or natto, fermented, soybeans, both excellent sources of protein. For lunch, a vibrant salad or a vegetable stir-fry packed with seasonal veggies will nourish your body and give you the nutrients you need. For dinner, choose fish, especially oily fish like salmon or mackerel, which are rich in DHA and EPA, essential fatty acids that support brain health. Another key habit is being mindful of meal timing. Many people don't realize how much this can impact overall health. Try to avoid heavy meals late at night and aim to finish dinner at least 3 hours before bedtime. This allows your body to properly digest the food and supports better sleep, which is so vital for maintaining health as we age. It's all about making small, consistent improvements. Instead of making drastic, overwhelming changes, start by introducing one small change and gradually build upon it. These small steps may seem insignificant at first, but over time, they can have a profound impact on your health, setting you on a path to feeling stronger and more vibrant, well, into your 90s. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment one below to let me know that you are still here with me. By adopting these simple dietary changes, you can truly transform your health for the better in the years to come. I believe that the ability to make these changes is within all of us. It doesn't require drastic overhauls, but a willingness to embrace small adjustments that will pay off in the long run. And it all starts with realizing the power of the choices we make every day. So let's move on to the second habit change, one that can lead to even greater health and happiness in the years ahead. Stay tuned. The second habit to reconsider is stopping excessive worrying. One of the most transformative habits to reconsider as we age is the habit of excessive worrying. It's astonishing how many individuals who have lived long, vibrant lives into their 90s share one profound common trait. They made a conscious, life-altering decision to let go of their constant worries, particularly as they reach the milestone of 70. Take, for example, the inspiring story of Susan, a remarkable 92-year-old woman from Sarasota, Florida. Susan's journey is one of awakening and self-realization. She once confided in me until I turned 70, I was trapped in a cycle of worry. I couldn't get a good night's sleep because my mind was consumed with thoughts about my grandkids' school exams, my son's job struggles, my husband's health, and our never-ending financial concerns. But one day, it hit me like a bolt of lightning. None of my worrying was actually changing a thing. It wasn't helping my family, my health, or my peace of mind. So I made a choice to start appreciating the present moment instead. Susan's story is not unique. Many people carry the weight of their worries through their 60s and into their 70s. Worries about their loved ones, their health, their finances, and the never-ending pressures of daily life. What these worries do, however, is far more destructive than most realize. The toll they take on both mental and physical health can be devastating. Sleepless nights become the norm, appetite dwindles, and the endless cycle of worry even contributes to physical ailments like persistent headaches, back pain, and stomach issues. The burden of constant worry is like a heavy, invisible weight on the shoulders, gradually eating away at one's vitality. What's particularly alarming is the way worry affects our bodies. When we live in a constant state of fear or anxiety, it's as though our bodies are always on high alert, trapped in a never-ending cycle of stress. This chronic state of tension affects everything. Sleep patterns deteriorate, our bodies become rigid with anxiety, and our immune system weakens. It's an unrelenting cycle that makes it harder for our bodies to fight off illnesses, even minor ones. So many people, while understanding the harm it causes, admit that they don't know how to stop. They feel powerless against the thoughts that invade their minds. But the truth is, it's possible to shift these habits. And those who have lived well into their 90s often offer insights that can help us do just that. One of the most powerful strategies is recognizing what is within your control and what is not. It's normal to worry about your children or grandchildren, especially when they are far away. But here's the difference. Instead of letting the worry consume you, why not take small actions that help ease your mind? Call them, send them a thoughtful message, or even plan a visit. By taking action, you shift from a passive state of worry to an active one of connection, giving yourself a sense of control and purpose. This simple shift in perspective can make a world of difference. Another key technique is focusing on the present moment, which is incredibly effective in breaking the cycle of worrying about the future. Those who have enjoyed long, healthy lives often emphasize the power of mindfulness. Activities like listening to calming music, tending to a garden, or simply going for a walk help people stay grounded in the here and now. These small yet meaningful moments of joy can act as a balm to soothe the constant fear of the unknown, giving you a chance to truly appreciate life as it is, rather than imagining it is something to worry about. If you find yourself unable to sleep because your mind is racing, don't overlook the power of deep breathing. It's an incredibly simple technique, but don't be deceived, it's deeply effective. Inhale slowly, hold your breath for a moment, and then exhale gently. Just a few minutes of this practice before bed can help calm your mind and ease the tightness in your body. People who incorporate this simple habit often find that they sleep more soundly, their worries dissipating with every deep breath. Sometimes, the best way to let go of worry is simply to share it. You don't have to carry your burdens alone. Talking to a trusted friend, family member, or even a counselor can provide fresh perspectives and relief. Many people have found that joining social groups or engaging in community activities, like book clubs or volunteering, can be a powerful way to connect with others who understand and share similar concerns. These connections can act as a reminder that you're not alone in your struggles and that there's always someone to share the load with. There's a beautiful piece of wisdom I once heard that says, worrying is like seasoning in life. It's necessary in small amounts like salt, but too much will spoil the dish. This metaphor strikes me as so profoundly true. A little worry can be a healthy motivator, nudging us to take action or make changes. But when worry becomes overwhelming, it steals the joy from life, leaving us in a perpetual state of fear and anxiety. The age of 70 seems to be a pivotal moment, a time when many people finally choose to reevaluate how much space worry should take up in their lives. While we can't eliminate worry, nor would we want to, learning to ease its grip on us can lead to a more fulfilling, peaceful, and healthier life. Let's all take a moment to reflect on our own lives. How much of our mental and emotional energy is consumed by things we can't control? What if we could make the conscious decision, like Susan did, to let go of those worries that no longer serve us? Perhaps by doing so, we'll unlock a new chapter of peace and vitality in our lives. And that, my friends, could very well be the key to a longer, healthier, and more joyful life. Now let's move on to the third habit that can truly transform your health and longevity. The third habit to reconsider is stopping being controlled by anger. Anger is such a powerful and destructive emotion, yet so many of us allow it to dictate our reactions and control our happiness, especially as we age. We often underestimate the toll it takes on our bodies, hearts, and relationships. Take Nancy, for example, a 93-year-old woman from Charlotte, North Carolina, who is not only a teacher, but a living example of wisdom and peace. She has taught yoga for years and frequently shares a powerful reflection with her students. Until I was 70, I would get angry over the smallest things. I'd be frustrated by my husband's quirky habits or his last-minute changes to our plans. It wasn't until one day after I lost my temper once again that I stood in front of the mirror, looked at my tired face, and thought to myself, if I keep living like this, I won't make it to 100. In that pivotal moment, Nancy had a realization, one that would change the course of her life. She recognized that her anger was not only hurting her emotional well-being, but also her physical health. With great courage, she decided to stop letting anger rule her life and instead chose peace. While the road was challenging, especially with her husband of 50 years, she started practicing deep breathing exercises before reacting to frustrations. Slowly but surely, she discovered the transformative power of releasing anger, and her life blossomed in ways she hadn't imagined before. Nancy's story mirrors that of many others who have lived long, fulfilling lives. People like George, a 91-year-old passionate gardener from Portland, Oregon, who, until his retirement at 70, struggled with a short temper. George was a man who would easily become upset over trivial matters, like a plant branch that wouldn't grow the way he expected. His anger became such a burden that his wife, in her loving wisdom, gave him advice that changed everything. Why don't you check your blood pressure next time you're angry? These simple words struck George deeply, and he began to understand the heavy price his anger was costing him. His blood pressure would spike, and it took far longer to return to normal than it did in his younger years. But more than that, his anger was affecting the people he loved, straining relationships, and creating unnecessary conflict. That moment of reflection became a turning point for George. It wasn't just about avoiding anger, it was about choosing peace, choosing to live fully, in the present, without the burden of frustration. So how can we manage anger effectively as we grow older? How do we create a life filled with more serenity and less tension? The first and perhaps most important thing we can do is to create a pause, a moment of stillness when we feel anger rising. It's natural to react quickly, but that immediate reaction is often driven by emotion rather than thought. Taking a brief moment to pause and breathe deeply, inhaling for 5 seconds, holding for 5 and exhaling slowly for 5 can be a simple but powerful practice. Or when you feel your temper flaring, take a moment to drink a glass of water quietly. This small act of stillness can help calm the mind, regain control over your emotions, and significantly reduce the intensity of anger. Another approach that some, like Mary, a 94-year-old retired school teacher and photographer from Madison, Wisconsin, swear by is turning anger into laughter. Mary's perspective is that humor has a profound healing effect on the heart. After something bothers me, she says, I try to find the humor in it. It's my way of making my heart lighter and preventing myself from being swallowed by unnecessary emotions. Laughter, after all, is a powerful tool. It helps release tension, shifts your focus, and brings joy back into a moment that might otherwise have been filled with negativity. Then, there is the essential practice of reflecting on our anger. It's so important to look inward after the storm has passed and ask ourselves why we felt so upset. What triggered our frustration? Was it something that truly mattered, or was it an old pattern of thinking, an automatic reaction from years of ingrained behavior? Reflecting on our anger isn't about suppressing it or pretending it didn't exist. It's about acknowledging it, understanding it, so that we can face similar situations with more clarity and intention in the future. Recognizing the root of our anger allows us to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. This can bring immense relief to our emotional well-being and contribute to a healthier, more balanced life. When we stop allowing anger to dominate our lives, we open the door to greater emotional equilibrium. The benefits are profound. We begin to cultivate a deeper sense of inner peace, a healthier body, and richer, more fulfilling relationships. The wisdom that comes with age, when used mindfully, helps us realize that peace isn't just a nice idea. It's a necessity for living a longer, happier life. Let us move forward with a commitment to emotional mastery, finding the freedom and strength that comes with letting go of anger. This habit shift, though challenging at times, is one of the greatest gifts we can give ourselves as we age. Now let's explore the fourth habit change that will help enhance our well-being and longevity. The fourth habit to reconsider is stopping dangerous exercises. Let me share a powerful story of Tom, a remarkable 92-year-old man from Colorado who for decades embraced the thrill of mountain climbing in the majestic Rockies. For 40 years, the peaks and rugged terrain were his playground. But as Tom turned 70, he found himself at a crossroads, and his journey took a profound turn. Climbing Mount Everest had always been my ultimate dream, he shared, with a trace of nostalgia in his voice. But when I turned 70, I met an 88-year-old former climber at a mountain lodge who offered me some invaluable advice. The elderly climber looked Tom in the eye and said, "Your relationship with a mountain should change from one of conquest to one of admiration. Learn to love the mountain differently." Those words stayed with Tom, and over time they became his guiding mantra. He made the conscious choice to shift away from his intense climbing habits and instead embraced a slower, more sustainable lifestyle. At first, he felt a pang of disappointment. Gardening and agricultural work felt less challenging, less adventurous. But soon he discovered the profound peace and joy of connecting with nature at a slower pace. Now, every morning without fail, Tom walks a peaceful 90-minute path through his neighborhood, reflecting on his blessings and savoring the beauty of life. He is filled with gratitude when he says, "My knees and back are still in great shape. I'm at peace, truly content." If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment too below to let me know that you are still here with me. Much like Tom, those fortunate enough to live well into their 90s often reach a realization around the age of 70. It's not about giving up on exercise altogether, but about adapting. The exercises that once brought us joy and strength may no longer be the best fit for our bodies as we age. At 70, our bodies take longer to recover from physical stress, and what was once harmless can now have unexpected consequences. It's an essential shift that requires deep understanding and self-compassion. Take Bill, for example, an 85-year-old man who runs a fitness tracking business in Seattle. Bill has learned a valuable lesson with age. As I've gotten older, I've realized that recovery takes much longer. The pain from injuries may fade, but I've come to understand that prevention is the key. My body tells me when it's time to ease up. That's something I wish I'd learned earlier. So, what kinds of exercises should we be cautious about as we age? Well, consider sports that require rapid, abrupt changes in direction. Tennis, badminton, or even table tennis. While they can be exhilarating and fun, these fast-paced movements put an enormous strain on the knees and lower back. Likewise, running and jogging, particularly on hard surfaces, might not be the best choice for aging bodies. The constant pounding on joints can lead to long-term wear and tear, often leading to unnecessary pain or injury. But don't worry, this doesn't mean that all exercise is off limits. Far from it. People who live into their 90s and beyond often incorporate exercise routines that help them maintain strength and flexibility while being kind to their bodies. It's all about finding the right balance, the kind of movements that leave you feeling energized, not drained. Slow, controlled movements like Tai Chi or gentle yoga are perfect for older adults. These activities help to build strength and balance, improve flexibility, and most importantly, reduce the risk of injury. The focus is on mindful, graceful movements that strengthen muscles without putting undue stress on the joints. It's about moving in harmony with your body, not against it. Aquatic exercises are another great option. Swimming or water aerobics are incredibly beneficial because the buoyancy of the water supports the body, minimizing the impact on the joints while offering a full-body workout. These activities improve cardiovascular health, build strength, and increase flexibility, all without putting you at risk of harm. It's like a loving embrace from the water, allowing you to move freely and gracefully. Then there's walking, simple yet so profoundly effective. The beauty of walking is that it's accessible to almost everyone, but don't mistake it for something less impactful. Walking, when done correctly, can engage the muscles deeply and promote better posture and overall health. The key is to focus on quality, keeping your back straight, swinging your arms, and landing softly on your heels. These little adjustments make a world of difference and help you get the most out of every step. What truly matters when it comes to exercise, however, is consistency. It's about creating habits that are sustainable. Get small, achievable goals, like committing to 30 minutes of walking 3 times a week, and gradually build from there. The goal is not perfection, but persistence. Regular, low-impact exercises become the foundation of not just a longer life, but a more fulfilling one. They're the pillars upon which health, happiness, and longevity are built. And now, with exercise covered, we can move on to the 5th habit change that can help improve your health and extend your life. Remember, your body is a gift. Treat it with kindness, love, and patience. What you choose to do today will shape your tomorrow. So let's make every choice count. The 5th habit to reconsider is stopping the comparison with others. One of the most important habits to reconsider as we age is the tendency to constantly compare ourselves to others. In today's world, dominated by smartphones and social media, it has become almost second nature to look at others' lives and measure our own against them. This constant comparison, while often subtle, can wreak havoc on our mental and physical well-being. It's a human instinct, this urge to gauge where we stand about others. But over time, especially as we age, this habit can slowly chip away at our happiness, contentment, and self-worth. What's striking, however, is that some of the oldest and healthiest individuals, those who've reached 90 and beyond, share a powerful lesson. They consciously decided to stop comparing themselves to others. They understood, often in their 70s, that this was no longer serving them. It was a burden they didn't need to carry. Take Ellen, for example. At 92 years old, she leads a vibrant choir group in Portland, Oregon. When she speaks about comparison, there's a peaceful certainty in her voice. Comparing yourself to others only drains your energy, she says, her words full of wisdom. The grass may look greener on the other side, but you know best how to take care of your garden. That's where the real growth happens. Ellen's words resonate deeply because they capture the essence of what so many of us forget. Our lives are ours to cultivate, not to measure against someone else's. It's easy to feel like we're falling behind when we see the glossy highlights of others' lives. But the truth is that each individual's journey is unique, shaped by different circumstances, challenges, and blessings. I've personally felt the weight of comparison many times in my life. In my younger years, it was easy to fall into the trap of looking at others, whether in terms of career achievements, personal relationships, or even appearance, and feeling like I wasn't enough. But as I've grown older, I've come to realize how detrimental this mindset can be, especially as we enter our later years. It's not just a mental drain. It affects us physically too. The stress, the self-doubt, the feelings of inadequacy, they manifest in ways we often don't recognize until it's too late. After the age of 70, when our bodies are changing and our priorities are shifting, the pressure to keep up with others can be overwhelming. The reality is that we all have different paths, and it's okay if our journey doesn't look like someone else's. So how do we break free from this cycle of comparison? From the stories of those who've lived long, rich lives well into their 90s, the answers seem simple yet profoundly transformative. First, find and embrace your unique value. Every person has something special to offer, whether it's the ability to cook a delicious meal, the joy of nurturing a garden, the gift of storytelling, or the skill of being an exceptional listener. These talents, no matter how big or small, are what makes you irreplaceable in this world. They are your contribution, and they matter. It's not about being like someone else. It's about recognizing the beauty in what you already bring to the table. Another vital piece of advice comes from Mary, 88, a lifelong student from New York. Mary has learned to prioritize real-life connections over the shallow, fleeting comparisons of social media. Even if you see someone's glamorous life online, she says with a thoughtful smile, it doesn't make your own life any richer. And isn't that the truth? Social media, with all its carefully curated images and highlight reels, often leaves us feeling like we're falling short. But real richness, real value, comes from the relationships we nurture, the lessons we learn, and the growth we experience in the here and now. So, as Mary wisely advises, limit your time on social media. Just 10 minutes a day can help you avoid the traps of unnecessary comparison and stay focused on what truly matters. When we choose to stop comparing ourselves, we open up a world of appreciation and kindness. We begin to see others not as competition, but as individuals with their own stories, strengths, and beauty. There's a profound shift that occurs when we stop measuring ourselves against others. Suddenly, the world feels less like a race and more like a celebration. We learn to appreciate our journey, no matter how different it may be, and we start to genuinely admire the journeys of those around us without feeling threatened or diminished. Turning 70, or any age, offers an incredible opportunity for self-discovery and acceptance. It's a time to stop looking over your shoulder at what others are doing and to begin truly living for yourself. No more measuring, no more comparisons. Just a peaceful, authentic walk down your oath. You may find that as you focus on what makes you unique, you experience a newfound sense of freedom and joy. But most importantly, you start to live on your terms, embracing the fullness of who you are without worrying about how you stack up to anyone else. As we wrap up this fifth habit of letting go of comparison, it's clear that embracing our own story in all its uniqueness is one of the greatest gifts we can give ourselves in our later years. Let go of the need to measure up and allow yourself to flourish just as you are. You've earned that peace. And now, let's dive into the final habit that can bring even more clarity and health to your life. The sixth and final habit to reconsider is quitting smoking and excessive drinking. When I reflect on the lives of those who have lived beyond 90 years in good health, a striking pattern emerges. These resilient souls have often taken a hard, honest look at their habits around the age of 70, particularly their smoking and drinking habits. The message is clear, and it's not just about willpower. It's about the deliberate choice to embrace life in a deeper, more fulfilling way. They've chosen to live not just longer, but with greater joy and vitality. It's as if by shedding the weight of these habits, they've uncovered hidden treasures of happiness, peace, and newfound energy that they never anticipated. Consider the inspiring story of Jim, a 93-year-old man from Charleston, South Carolina, who runs a local photography club. Jim candidly shared his journey. When I quit smoking, I initially felt a sense of loneliness because I used to smoke during my breaks. I missed the ritual, the time spent with my thoughts or with friends. But soon after, I realized I had so much extra time on my hands, time that I used to pour into cigarettes. So I started focusing on something I had always loved, photography. I poured myself into learning and improving my skills, and I began capturing the beauty around me in ways I never had before. Looking back now, I can honestly say quitting smoking was one of the best things I ever did. It changed my life in ways I couldn't have imagined. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. It's easy to dismiss the significance of habits we've carried for decades, especially those as deeply ingrained as smoking and drinking. The truth is that breaking these habits is an uphill battle. But for those who live healthily beyond 90, the choice to quit at 70 or beyond isn't just about denying yourself. It's about opening yourself up to a life that is more vibrant and fulfilling. It's not about pushing yourself to the limit, but rather allowing space for gradual, patient change. Small steps taken with care and intention can lead to a transformation that will carry you through your later years with health and happiness. Up until this point, we've discussed the 6 critical habits that individuals who live healthily beyond 90 tend to leave behind once they hit the age of 70. Now, I want to shift gears and offer some heartfelt advice on how you can begin to implement these changes in your own life. The first step, and perhaps the most profound, is to take a deep, honest look at where you are and ask yourself, which of these habits has the most impact on my health and happiness right now? It's a question that requires self-reflection, courage, and an openness to change. Once you've identified what you'd like to work on, the journey begins. For example, when it comes to improving your diet, try having dinner 30 minutes earlier. This small, simple act can have a profound impact on your digestion and sleep, and over time you'll feel the benefits in your energy levels and overall well-being. For exercise, start slow, but start. A 5-minute walk each morning can work wonders. It might seem small, but this simple act of moving your body will improve circulation, give you a sense of accomplishment, and create the momentum for larger changes down the road. Before reducing worry and stress, try taking just a few moments to practice deep breathing before bed. Those slow, deep breaths can quiet the noise in your mind, allowing you to sleep better and wake up feeling more at ease. These small changes, when practiced consistently, create ripples of transformation. The purpose of reviewing these habits isn't to view them as sacrifices, but as opportunities to experience new joys, better health, and a deeper sense of fulfillment in your everyday life. In a world where people are living longer, 70 is not the end. It's merely the halfway point. By embracing these habits at this stage, you hold the key to not just surviving, but thriving well into your 90s. Choose to make this time in your life count, to live energetically, to embrace your years with a sense of purpose, and to welcome each new day as an opportunity to be your healthiest, happiest self. As we wrap up today's video, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned. We've explored some powerful habits that can help us live longer, healthier, and more fulfilling lives as we age. Whether it's quitting smoking, adjusting our routines, or simply taking small steps to improve our well-being, it's clear that each of us can make choices today that will shape our future in incredible ways. So, what's one thing you've learned from this video that you plan to bring into your own life? We'd love to hear from you. Please take a moment to share your thoughts and the one habit you're committing to practice going forward in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave your comment, like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more inspiring content. Things continue to grow, thrive, and live our best lives together. Thank you for watching.